One of my life-saving moments was when I started as a massage therapist program to get my MLT license here in the state of Florida. After a year of attending, just by changing my mental attitude and habits, I had already lost almost 30 pounds. We will talk about how massage is so important and it can get rid of so much waste in your body. I was afraid to admit to everyone that I really did not want to become the best MLT that ever was. That was not my reason to go to school. I think one of the secrets in losing weight also has to do with research, reading, and curiosity. I know that I read close to 50 books a week. I watch TED Talks. I watch the masters like Tony Robbins and gurus and Eckhart Tolle. And I do all this to raise my consciousness. Please don't misunderstand me. I did like to bring relief and comfort to those hurting and in need of healing. But yes, I studied almost for 2 years to be able to get the weight off. And for the most part, I did. I was 235 pounds when I started the MLT program, and now I am 165 pounds and going down. Massage, as I found out during my search to be a healthier and no thinner per se, gets rid of everything that your body is producing that is not serving you. Lymphatic waste. In addition, massage relaxes you, increases good hormone and circulation development, increases endorphins, and it keeps you fit. Giving a Swedish massage for an hour, you can lose close to 700 calories in an hour. Getting a massage gets rid of almost 350 calories, as it produces heat in the muscle tissue, just as if you have done exercise. With a deep tissue massage, you can lose up to 1,500 calories. As a professional massage therapist, I was given 5 to 8 massages a day, 4 times a week, and in 6 months I have lost 50 pounds. Giving massages to people by the hour, and of course being a massage student, I lost an average of 2,500 calories a day by giving 5 massages a day. In addition, my study partners will practice massage on me, and massage, as we talked before, is known to be able to get rid of lymphatic fluids and waste that the body cannot get rid of all the time. We're going to talk about later how important it is to drink water. Make sure that you go get a massage and tip your massage therapist. Don't forget. Also, massage is extremely helpful for those that suffer from loneliness, failed relationships, divorce, body syndromes, autism, depression, and PTSD. I mention all those because a lot of those have to do with body syndromes, or what we call in NLP and alternative healing practices, the shadow self. The shadow self is not a negative connotation as most people think in the psychological sense. It has nothing to do with the psychological part or called shadow self, which is the other part of us that is negative or hidden or dark or occulted from the positive part. But it has to do with those negative thinking patterns that can affect first the mind, the vital body, and finally our physical body. It is in this relaxed state of massage that our aura, the energy field on top of our vital and physical bodies, by the way, yes, we actually have more than 5 bodies, and when you experience physical symptoms, I would be willing to bet 99% of the time the origin is not fixable but palliative medicine and on the physical body first, but normally comes from the vital body, your organs, or your mental body, your mind, also from your higher self, spiritual or third eye, but almost never from the physical. Cancers are related to spiritual and body syndromes. These are effects that what we call the shadow self. I know that a lot of you, because we mostly come from the palliative medicine side of things, are going to think that, I don't know, that this is a new thing, that is made up, that this is not true, and that this comes from the genes. We have always been taught that things like that come from genes. But please, learn a little bit about epigenetics or research what epigenetics are. If you don't know, pretty much it has to do that our body can heal ourselves. And epigenetics says that we can restore ourselves because a lot of the disease out of our body has to do with other syndromes that don't come from the physical first, but the other layers. Thoughts and emotions, if turned positive, could make you supernatural. We all have the ability to cure ourselves. If you experience pain in your body, make sure that you go talk with the polar or energy polarity massage therapies. You probably have heard about Reiki and other specialties. Reiki is extremely helpful for shadow self-body syndromes. Trust me, if you're not a believer when you go, you will definitely be a believer when you get out. For me, the realization of my fatness came when one of my best friends invited me to an event to showcase my talents at a baking soap competition and to give free chair massages to some of her clients. After developing the pictures, like I said, I saw for myself the first time and I didn't recognize myself. The truth is that I was upset that no one had tried to warn me. Don't people supposed to love you? I guess in their defense, they loved me the way I was, no matter what the weight. But then the medical problems started to happen. Normally, we wait until we feel it on the physical body. Then I started to panic. My body had been trying to warn me several times, but I was not listening. As a matter of fact, normally when we get physical pain, most of us will try to block it and try to put what we call a survival or defense mechanism. It is amazing what the critical mind will do to block negative things. This, of course, happens unconsciously and is part of our human survival mechanism. Most of the times, we are not aware that we're doing this, but we do it constantly. I mean, think about any conversation you have with a friend. You probably heard what you wanted to hear, as our perception of events are limited. You probably blocked the things that you didn't understand or didn't want to hear. Every time we have communication or we pick any kind of emotion or feeling or thought or communication from the outside, we're using our filters to make sense of the world. And we're just speaking whatever our values and morals or programming, past programming, is allowing us to pick up. For me, the weight continued to go up and down like a yo-yo effect all the time. I will be doing great for a time and then boom, I will get the pounds back again. Has that happened to you? Well, I found out that my problem was that I was an endomorph. What is that? As you can see, we have a picture of 3 men. Ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Now, if you have studied Hindu tradition, they might have different names like Kappa or Kapha, Pitta, and so forth. However, women in their 40s that are suffering from hormonal changes or adrenal changes normally tend to fall in the endomorph body type. The endomorph is a body type and normally is related to the primitive and original caveman. If you know your blood type, most endomorphs are O negative or O positive. So if you're having problems losing weight, you might be either having adrenal, thyroid issues, or liver issues, or gallbladder issues. We'll talk about this later. But for now, just know that it's especially predominant in those individuals that have a type O negative or positive. This means that when we start getting older, around our 40s, our metabolism transforms itself into a marvelous metabolism changer machine. Well, first your metabolism will slow down, and the more you try diets, such as low-fat, keto, paleo, Atkins, and hours of cardio at the gym, the hungrier you get and feel, the moodier you get, the fastest you put the weight in, and of course the sluggish and fatigued you are. Well, why? The reason being endomorphs have a great ability to store fat, which is at primitive times it was used to survive. But now in this time and age, this is not as useful anymore as it used to. It's a great survival mechanism that comes from having this body type. But now we don't use it as much anymore. So what is the solution? The solution to an endomorph body type is to confuse your metabolism. And this is one thing that you don't hear, or you will not hear in any dieting guides that I have ever seen. So learn from my past failures. I have signed for gyms that were open overnight and tried to eat less, but working 4 part-time jobs of 5, being in destructive relationships, working overnight. These can destroy your metabolism extremely quickly as it relates to our body's ability to lose weight while you sleep. That's true. You got that right. You can lose weight while you sleep. In my case, with baby fat or a baby that just came into the world, it was extremely difficult and not impossible to get into routine and get in shape again, because I didn't know that I was an ectomorph. I know that some of you relate to our crazy mom schedule. We're gonna talk more about body types and how to confuse your metabolism and a little bit about nutrition in the next video. See you soon.